Guys, these are really delicious. So easy to make. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds by making healthier versions of some of my favorite foods. So today I want to share with you 3 easy lunch options. I make these all the time. I just pulled out a bunch of stuff from my fridge because sometimes we don't have like specific ingredients, and I want to show you that you can still throw something together. Okay, these are going to be high protein. They're very weight loss friendly, very carb conscious. They're also keto friendly, diabetic friendly. So you're gonna need some lettuce. Now, I'm gonna show you how to make them into a wrap, okay? So of course you can totally use like a low carb wrap, even like a healthy tortilla, but I wanna make them with lettuce because sometimes you don't have access to that, or you just don't have them and you're like, I'm really hungry. What do I have in my fridge and what can I make, right? So first things first, we're gonna start off with a head of lettuce. I'm gonna show you how I cut it up so that it all makes sense and works. Look at this, I already have some grilled chicken. Now, you can even use deli meat for this. Like if say you're like in a super rush, you can use like literally whatever protein you have on hand you can use for this, okay? I'm gonna go right now with what I'm seeing. I'm just gonna do like a Caesar wrap. I feel like most of us, okay, not all, but most of us love a good Caesar salad. So you're gonna get your lettuce, cut the stem, and then you just want to be careful when you're pulling them out because this is going to be like your wrap. Essentially, this is your wrap. Okay, so these are all washed and I tried my best just to dry them up. So we have all 3 of our wraps, okay? See, and when it rips like that, you just need to hold it because once you roll it up, it's not gonna matter, okay? So I'll just leave that one there for now. We'll work on him when we're done. Let's go ahead and start off with our Caesar. So we can do a few pieces of chicken. Okay, and you can obviously, you can dice this, you can even cube it, you can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and just throw our chunks in there. And then we're gonna do some parm. And I'm always pretty, you know, like I don't like to be skimpy, but I also don't like to go crazy. So we have our chicken, we have our parm. Now, guys, this is your wrap, okay? This is a Caesar wrap, but it's yours. So you add what you want to it. I'm gonna add in some little red onion. Okay, I'm gonna add some red onion, add some tomato. Okay, just a little jalapeno. Now we do have some avocado, okay, our healthy fats. And remember, all of this, you are going to add as little or as much as you want. So now it looks something like this inside. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little pinch of salt. We do have tomato and avocado and pepper. And of course we can't forget the Caesar dressing. So I'm just going to pour that. I'm doing a light Caesar, okay? You can do whatever you want, but here's one. I'm gonna show you how I wrap it. I'm gonna wrap them all together. So just take a look. Depending on how much protein you've had for the day, then that's how much protein you're gonna wanna add into your wrap, okay? So here's our Caesar wrap. And now I'm gonna make a Mediterranean wrap. Okay, so for this one, because I don't have a dressing, well, I mean, I have a balsamic dressing, but I'm not gonna use a dressing for this because sometimes you don't have time to make a homemade dressing and you still wanna do something healthy. So the mayo is gonna give it that creaminess that you're looking for. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of spread it like this right inside. Okay, and now I'm literally just going to place everything right in the center. Okay, so we have our sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of pesto. Now, I always have things like this on hand just because we're always, you know, making different recipes. But if you don't have it, just use what you have. Like if you have a balsamic, you can use that instead of like a mayo because you get that creamy component from that. Or if you don't have sun-dried tomatoes, use regular tomatoes and some feta cheese with olives. You're still gonna kind of get that Mediterranean feel from it, you know? But these are great, just great snacks, lunches, dinners. What makes it so great is that you get to eat something that tastes so delicious and they are still just really good for you, you know? We're adding in our chicken. Okay, so a good amount of chicken. We have a red onion. And remember, with these, you can add as little or as much as you want. Okay, I love black olives, but if you don't use them. And we're gonna do some feta. Okay, you can do a little, a lot. And then we're gonna do just a little pinch of salt because feta does tend to be a little salty, and our pepper, okay? Now, if you like your stuff to just be really kind of nice and wet, just like really saucy, you can either do a dressing on top, or you can also do just a drizzle of olive oil with maybe a little red wine vinegar. That'd be so good. Okay, so before we move on to our last wrap, I just wanna share with you the probiotics and prebiotics that I take. I get a lot of questions asking me about the supplements that I take on a daily basis. This one right here is one that I cannot forget. It has just made a world of a difference for me, for my gut. I used to get really bloated after I ate. I don't know if you've experienced that, like where you eat and then all of a sudden your belly just kind of like feels super puffy and bloated. Anyway, long story short is I really needed to take care of my gut because 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. So I made all these changes, stopped using seed oils because they are super inflammatory, tried to eliminate as much junk from my diet as possible. Hey, I'm not perfect, okay? But it all helped in conjunction with a very high quality probiotic and prebiotic. So this one here, I highly recommend if you don't have one that you love and trust. Again, this is the DS1 by Seed, and I will leave it linked in the description below for you. You can use my discount code, which is LCL25. It'll get you 25% off your entire order. I typically take them in the morning. I just feel like it works better for my body, but of course do what works for you. So anyway, for our final, I feel like this one is just very much like we all have buffalo sauce in the fridge. We all have like a little bit of cheese. I'm using pepper jack. We have like the tomato, the jalapenos, a little bit of avocado. This one here, it is very simple, but one of my favorites. So I do like adding a little bit of mayo because I always like to have like a creamy component. Okay, I feel like it just makes a world of a difference when you're having like a wrap or a sandwich or a burger. Like you have that, like it all has to make sense in your mouth, and I feel like you definitely need that creaminess, right? So we have our mayo. Now we're gonna go in with our chicken. We're gonna do pepper jack right over the chicken. Okay, and then of course our onion. I love red onion. If you don't like it, don't use it, or use your whatever you have on hand. I feel like these lunch ideas are just very much like, what do you have in your fridge? Toss it all into your lettuce like that, and you have like an amazing lunch that's high in protein, super delicious, super nutritious. You know what I mean? Like they're very kind of like no-brainer lunch ideas. You could also even do like if you have eggs, like you don't have any meat, you're like, oh my God, Maya, I have no meat. Like what could I possibly do? Hard boil some eggs, mix it with a little mayo, toss it in with, you could do, you know, just depends. I like mine with like tomato and onion, and I just mix everything into it, and they always turn out so good. So I love chicken salad, tuna salad, egg salad, all of those will work for this as well. Might as well use this last little piece because why not? Then this is my wrap. So I am going to add tomato, but you definitely don't have to. And we are, you know, we do like a little bit of spice, not too much, but you know, it starts kind of building up and it looks almost like a little salad that you're putting together into a bowl. And woo, those jalapenos. And now I'm just gonna add in some of this buffalo sauce. This is a very clean buffalo sauce and it is no sugar added. Oh my God, this one's gonna like burn my mouth. A little pinch of salt and pepper, okay? And we already have everything in there. So let me move this out of the way and I'm gonna show you how to wrap these, okay? I'm grabbing my parchment and it's gonna be like professional. Like you could literally make these for your husband, for your kids, when you have like your kids' friends come over and like you just grab whatever you have in your fridge, wrap them up, and they always look so cool. I feel like they just look like, I don't wanna say like fancy because they are a wrap, but they just look like something you wanna eat. Okay, so we're gonna use our parchment. Mine is their sheet. So if you have just like a roll, just make it big enough so that you're gonna be able to wrap this. So now we're gonna fold the sides in like a burrito and you just bring this forward. And look at that. You have like a nice thick little wrap. Does not fall apart. It is very, very like manageable. You know, sometimes when you're dealing with lettuce, you feel like it's going to all fall apart. They don't, because it's the whole bowl. If you do little bits and pieces of lettuce, then yes, it might, but like this, it definitely won't. Okay, so I was gonna wrap them now, but just for the sake of our photos, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap them all just so that you could also see how it is that I'm wrapping them. And then I will wrap them with parchment after. The parchment is just to make it easier for you if you're on the go, just so it doesn't actually fall apart. But you're gonna do the same thing. So you just bring in the sides and you roll it forward. So this is the one that did have the little broken piece, but everything is still in here. Once we put it into the parchment paper, then you're gonna be able to cut it in half and enjoy, okay? And last but not least, again, okay, bring in the sides and you're basically just almost like fold it right over. Bring in the sides and fold it over. So it just looks kind of like a really big fat burrito, but you're not using a tortilla, you're not using gluten, like a gluten wrap. If you find a healthy one, sure, you could do it, but I think it's just so cool that you can actually use a head of lettuce and make lunch for the fam, for the kiddos, for you and your husband, for you alone, whatever it is. I just think it's a really, really healthy way. You are not using anything processed. So anyway, these are just really, really great lunch ideas. So now I'm gonna go ahead and wrap them. Okay, so I was able to get this one with the sheet of parchment. I will say that they are kind of small because these are really, really big. So I did find some wax paper, okay? So I'm just going to do this. I mean, obviously if you're eating it at home, you don't really need to wrap it, right? Because you could literally just bite right into it. But I wanna show you how to wrap it. So it's basically just like a burrito. This one's probably a little big. And then you just grab your parchment, take it right over, make sure it's nice and tight because we are gonna cut into it. And that is it. You can kind of do your little, you know how they do these at the restaurants? Do like a little twist at the end and you have a nice little to-go lunch. Ta-da! It does look a little ugly because obviously my piece was too big. It could have been a little shorter, but I was able to do it with just the sheet. You just have to understand, I really stuffed these and they were really big. So the situation here, look at this guy. This looks like a burrito, right? It's just huge. So I'm just gonna cut right into them and then show you how they look inside. Okay, so these are cut. You know, I was gonna go for the Caesar, but this Mediterranean is really calling my name. So let's go in for a little mordida. Look at that. Has all the deliciousness there. Take a big bite. Guys, these are really delicious. So easy to make. Super, honestly, they're just great for, again, lunch, dinner, snack. You have to try them. I'm gonna leave everything linked in the description below. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification so that you're reminded every time I post a video. Share this video, share my channel with friends and family, whether they're living a low carb lifestyle, maybe they're trying to lose some weight, or really just trying to make healthier choices in their life. But thank you so much for being here. I love you. I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.